here's a nice shiny car to go along with what is probably my most random wafflings yet. I just want to get this out so that I can stop thinking about it, get on with what I need to do, but come back to it later when and if I have time. So while I was reading about Baudelaire in one of his biographies, there's a lot of talk about how he got on with his stepfather as a child and then fell out like in later life over money. And obviously he was quite an erratic character and didn't look after his money very well. Now that could all be very true, but I was thinking about the fact that Baudelaire's dad was in the civil service of some kind. I'm not exactly sure how the French grades work, so I don't know how high up he was. His stepfather was Jacques Ulpic, who was a general, and there were definitely Masonic links in the family. I think maybe Francois, but maybe his dad, that were written about in the book. His stepbrother was a lawyer, and I remember whoever was the Masonic link, if it was the granddad, I'm sure he was a lawyer too, so there seems to be sort of legal fraternity. What I'm building up to is, was their falling out staged? Elsewhere in this biography, there's a reference to Baudelaire saying something like, people who feel they need to get like an accolade of honour, the Legion of Honour, I don't deserve it, or basically should do it for the merit of what they've done. And I couldn't help but feel that that was an allusion to the fact that he was doing that kind of work. Subversion somehow. I don't know. Things were very dicey around France in that time. He certainly knew a lot of people. So I'll stick a pin in that. So then there's some other secret society things like, or magic cults. The OTO, Ordi Templi Orientis, which was founded by some Germans. And on a podcast yesterday, which I haven't found any substantiation for, they were talking about the fact that it was like a front or a cover for German intelligence. Obviously that one became associated with Crowley, but there was also like reference to Crowley had claimed to be involved with secret intelligence, have done some work for them at various times. And again, in the podcast I was listening to yesterday, there seemed to be some veracity to that. I thought it was quite funny that Crowley was claiming that he wasn't paid enough. So that made me think, I wonder then, this falling out with the Golden Dawn, I mean, people fall out all the time, especially in these type of groups, or any kind of group. But was that staged so that he had found this other order or joined this other order? I don't know. So if the OTO was used in part as a cover, or was the Golden Dawn? He certainly had connections with people that the intelligence services would be interested in. Allegedly what Crowley did was write sort of propaganda pieces. So was Ezra Pound's fascism a cover? Who knows?